What's good? God is good. I'm your host, Jay Did It. Welcome to Thursday Therapies, a podcast for all creatives, writers, rappers, poets, artists, activists, Sacramento Community Therapy Session. Today we have Shundilyn Smith, a poet, self-published author, and mental health advocate from Oakland, California. Raised in a single-parent household, she found healing and empowerment through poetry rooted in lived experiences. She is the author of 5 books and holds multiple degrees, including an MS in rehabilitation counseling, currently pursuing APCC licensure. Shundilyn is dedicated to mental wellness, community healing, and inspiring little black girls and boys to dream boldly and unapologetically. Welcome to Thursday Therapies.
Thank you for having me.
How you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm very good. I'm so good and happy to see you.
I'm
so juiced about hearing your story and learning more about you because I've heard your poetry out there and you've been amazing and inspiring and just getting to know a little bit of background about you and how you are really involved in the community and mental health and working towards helping others is very inspiring to me. Thank you. Welcome.
Thank you so much for having me.
Yeah. So as you know, Thursday Therapies is a podcast bringing awareness to mental health. I want to really just ask questions, get to know who you are, your journey, and the steps you take, in healing and community and poetry, artistry, and, letting the world know who you are.
That's right. I'm an open book.
Yes, you got it. You got it.
Okay, well, ask away. I'm ready.
All right. So what was it like growing up in Oakland as an only child?
I would say it was fun, honestly. I grew up, like you said, as the only child in a single-parent household. My mama was mom and dad.
Nice.
We may have been struggling at times, but I never knew. I always felt that love and support and encouragement and empowerment for her. I think I've written in one of these books that, she's always clapped so loud for me, I didn't know who wasn't. You know what I'm saying?
I love that.
I loved being around my family, and that's when family was family, so to speak. So it was a lot of community. It was a lot of support. Summers was crazy. We was always doing something. But essentially, I loved, growing up in Oakland.
That's a blessing.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's definitely a blessing, especially to have such support from your mom.
Oh, absolutely.
And I don't know if you felt the absence of your father, but I know a mother's love is so strong because I grew up in a single family home also, and my mom was a warrior, and I, the love was so tough and strong that she provided everything I needed, and that absence wasn't really like effective until later on in life.
I feel like I was just about to say that, like, I can agree. I feel like there were certain things where I kind of felt his absence, maybe like father-daughter dances or what was it, like have lunch with your kid, where the parents come to the school, bring the lunch, things like that. But my mom, she always made sure that she showed up. She'd made sure that she worked right by the school. She would take off of work, come up to the school. She was heavily involved in my classes, right? So she was like the parent of the classroom, like in elementary school and stuff. So she bringing all the treats and they know her and stuff like that. So I feel like I'd never really felt his absence, like you said, until later on in life, right? I feel like when you don't have that guidance or that love from the man who's supposed to love you, you go searching for it.
Yep.
And so I feel like later on in life is when I started realizing, like, oh, dang, like I'm doing this or this because, essentially of him. Right. Searching for him or searching for love and support and guidance that I should have received early on, which could have helped me skip a few steps.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
that part. I
it could have helped me skip a few steps, but essentially, I'm thankful for the journey. I wouldn't be me, if I didn't go through what I went through.
Yeah, absolutely. It's blessed. And you have your mom here today.
Yes.
Shout out,
girl.
Mom. Hey. yes. I see y'all together
That's my
all the time. I love that.
Yeah.
That's a beautiful thing, you cherish those moments
I do.
every single day
I do.
because, life be lifing,
short.
and it's
It's
great,
way
you
too
know.
short.
Put your mother in the forefront of
Oh
everything,
yeah.
always.
Oh yeah. She'll listen. She living with her feet kicked up. I didn't bought us a house,
Oh,
bought
I
her a
love
car,
that.
everything.
That's what it's
I
about.
said, go ahead, retire early, girl.
Yes,
I got it.
I
So
love
yeah,
that. That's a
she living
blessing.
with her feet kicked up. She travel when she want to. She do what she want to do, and I just support her.
That's beautiful.
Yeah.
That's beautiful.
Yeah.
Pay it forward, for
Yeah,
sure.
absolutely.
For sure. So, who shaped you most? Clearly, it was your mom in the
Mama.
early years. So I'm gonna skip that question. But
Yeah.
when did you realize that your voice mattered?
Ooh, that's a good question. Um, I would say once I published my first book and had a like a sip and listen.
Mm.
And because essentially, like, I was writing these poems. It started off as a journal.
Okay.
And one day my mom was like, what you got going on in that book? Because I had the same book, same pen, carried around with me everywhere. And I told her, and I read some of it to her, and she was like, you should publish that. Like, I feel like you got something that people want to hear. But, when I write from a place of vulnerability,
Mm-hmm.
right? So here, I'm open and speaking with you, but, to the outside world, I may seem tough or closed off, you know.
Right.
Childhood experiences, so you just keep your guard up. So I was very conflicted, but once I published my book and had my sip and listen, I got so much great feedback. People were saying, like, they could relate, so, I'm not alone, keep writing, things like that. And I feel like, I've always been a bold person, so I feel like I knew that my voice mattered, but I feel like that day was confirmation for me.
That's beautiful. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. You getting ready to have another paint sip or sip and sip?
I feel like I could have one, but I would want to do it like when I release my new book.
Okay.
Yeah, so I'm working on book 6, but my creative juices have not been flowing, so it's been coming along slower than usual. But I want to be authentic, right?
Right.
Because when you're
That's
not,
okay.
the people can feel it.
That's okay.
Yeah.
Art takes time.
Takes time.
It takes time.
Yeah, I'm just not used to that because these books I could just write. But also, so to speak, that's when I was in a lot of turmoil, going through a lot of things, processing my trauma.
Yes.
And right now life has been good, so I don't really have much to write about, if that makes sense.
It makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
I feel you. I feel because I'm in the same predicament.
Yes.
I feel you. It's just
so I feel like once book 6 is complete, then I could have another like sip and listen.
I would love that.
Girl,
yes.
make sure I
let
you
me
know.
know, please.
Yes.
Definitely let me know. So, what did strength look like you for back then when you were a child in Oakland? What was real strength?
I would say my mother and my grandmother. My grandmother is no longer here, but she battled with addiction when I was young, all the way up until I think probably middle school or late elementary school. But she made sure that she was resilient. She persevered through it all. She always showed up with a smile on her face, always happy, showering me with love, things like that. So I would say, like, that is someone who I look to as being strong and who displayed strength, right? Also, my mom, like I said, single parent, making it happen. I never went without.
Right.
And like I said, if we was falling on hard times or if she was going through something, I never knew.
Right.
So those are the two people, when I think about strength and being strong, those are the first two people that come to my mind.
Right. And that's good you say that, because like that is strength. That does show a lot of strength.
Absolutely.
Because dealing with addiction is very difficult, and with that comes so many other things, mental health disorders and different things.
For sure.
A lot of times people just go untreated or undiagnosed, and they're using drugs and alcohol to cope.
To cope, yeah.
Self-medicating. So it's just like a vicious cycle.
Oh, yeah, but they don't know that they're making their symptoms worse.
Right.
You know, but
right.
That's a whole other topic.
It definitely is, but it is. It is brave, and it is strength for her to show up for you like that.
Oh, yeah,
you know?
For sure. My mom would tell you, she'd say, you know, me and your granny, you know, we'd be at odds and stuff like that, but, you know, I wouldn't see her, you know, for the whole day or whatever the case it was. She was like, but whenever I needed her to watch you, she said, you know, I'm stressing out thinking I'm going to have to call off of work, and here she come knocking on the door.
That's
right. So, you know, Granny always made sure that she showed up for me.
And that's what it's about.
Yeah,
that's really what it's about.
Absolutely.
So, I'm going to switch gears to your poetry and self-discovery.
Okay.
When did writing become your safe space?
I've always been a writer.
Okay.
And I would say even when I was young, not to toot my own horn or nothing, but I've always been very articulate, and, you know, I've always been at a, you know, higher reading level than the grade that I was in, right? So I was able to understand and comprehend early on. So I've always been a writer. I think when I started to use it to cope and trying to find my way out, so to speak, of whatever I was going through, I would say, like, when I first started writing my first book, like I said, it started off as a journal. So it wasn't planned, right? Like I said, so very vulnerable, very, right? And I didn't plan to write it as poetry. It just came out that way. Yeah. You know, my mom would be like, oh, it got a rhythm to it, or, you know, it got a flow to it, right?
Yep.
And so that's when I was like, okay, like, I think it just came naturally. So I always say it's a gift. The Lord gave it to me. Yeah. Right? Yeah, he blessed me with it. So
absolutely. So what did poetry give to you that anything else could?
I feel like poetry is, I would say, like a hug from my granny.
Oh, wow.
You know, I feel like it's comfort, it's warmth, it's a safe space.
Wow.
It could be the mirror when you need it to be. You got to hold that mirror up to yourself. It could be love when you need it and you're feeling alone and you're searching for it. It could be reassurance, you know. Yeah. I am strong. I am black. I am beautiful.
Yes.
All the things that you may feel like you're lacking in the moment, that's what poetry is to me.
That's beautiful.
Thank you.
I love that you say that, because it really is like those affirmations and telling yourself. It is so poetic and beautiful, and you're speaking to yourself.
Yes.
You know, although other people can resonate with what you're saying, it's still you're speaking to yourself.
Absolutely.
And it's beautiful. Yes. And it is like a warm hug.
Yes.
I never, you know, my grandmother came into my mind when you said that, and it just made me feel good.
Yeah.
Thank you for sharing that.
Yeah,
Thank you for sharing that. That's dope. So, when did you realize others saw themselves in your words?
I feel like I would say when I started kind of doing a lot of book events and vending, and it would be more so like, because I went on when was it? I think 2022 or 23. I went on like a year run of, I traveled the States.
Okay.
And I went to London. My mama would tell you, I was gone the whole year, and I would just vend at events every state I was going. And I don't know why, you know, it impacted me more, you know, being outside of my hometown, getting like that recognition and support. But they always say that, you know, strangers gonna support you before the people that, you know you.
Right.
That's true, yeah. But so like when I was in other states, like vending, and people would be, you know, looking at the books and reading them, and, you know, they would tell me about their life story, or tell me, you know, how they could see themselves in this poem, or, you know, this whole book resonated with them, or things like that. And that's, you know, like I've been saying, like, that's when I knew, like, okay, I'm not alone.
Right.
You know, sometimes when your creative juices ain't flowing, you be doubting yourself. So I'm like, okay, you know, this is confirmation to keep going. Like, you know, these words could help others. And in a sense, we're all one. We're all connected. We've all shared some sort of experience, right? So I think that's when
that's beautiful. And that's, that is true. Yeah. That's definitely true, because whatever we go through, somebody else is going through the same thing, for sure.
Absolutely.
For sure. So, how did that realization change your commitment to writing?
Made me want to go harder.
Yes. You got 5 books. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
I think one year I published 2 books in a year. Okay. I was like, I got to get it out. I got to get it out.
Yes.
But, just like I said, just knowing that people have bought my books when I'm in different states, and I get home and I'm getting messages like, your book saved my life. That. Like, hold on.
Wow.
That's deep. That's deep, and that's a lot, you know, like, but just knowing that, I've saved lives just by being vulnerable, speaking on my experiences, not protecting the abusers anymore, saying their names.
Break the silence.
Right. Yes. Just doing it, even if my voice shakes, right? Even if I'm fearful, but still doing it.
Yes.
And knowing that it's helping others, that's what keeps me motivated to keep writing.
Yeah, that's how we all got a purpose, and
absolutely.
You found yours for sure.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Definitely. So, how has your mental health journey shaped your pen?
Ooh. I think that my mental health journey is my pen. Like I said, the first book, I just kind of fell into it, venting, getting it all out. And give me a second. I feel like it just gives me the safe space to let it out, right?
Yeah.
I feel like it doesn't feel good to, tell somebody something or tell your family something that has happened and they don't believe you. So creating that safe space for myself and, sharing it with the public, and they do believe me and they do validate my feelings or experiences, and they can relate, or they've experienced the same thing or something similar, I feel like has definitely played a part in shaping my pen.
Yeah, that's true. I feel you. I feel the same way, because I dealt situations in my life, and I didn't really feel like it was heard until I stepped on a mic and was at, reading my poetry out loud to a group of complete strangers.
Yes. Let me tell you, I must have dropped this first book. The family, my mama will tell you, the family on the phone, who's she talking about? And why she say that? And this and that, and because it's true.
It's true. That's your truth. And nobody can take that from you.
Exactly. And you guys wanted to silence me. You guys didn't want to address it, in the moment when it was brought to you guys' attention. That's fine. Now I'm going to let the world know.
Right. That's true. You got to stand on your own 2 feet and tell your truth.
Every time.
That sets you free.
Yeah, every time. Every time. Yes. They should take a page out of my book. Maybe they'll be free.
Let's pray for them.
Yeah.
That's all we could do, is just pray for them and continue to continue on our own healing journey.
Absolutely.
Definitely. So, what emotions do you often release through poetry?
It's sad to say, but like all the negative ones, right?
Yeah.
I feel like for a long time, I struggled with anger.
Yeah.
And I think I told you when I was emailing you that, for a long time I was using my hands.
Oh, yeah. In a different way. Not
through
the pen. Not through the pen.
To communicate, right?
Right.
And to fight, right? But now I can use my voice, and I can use my pen and my books to fight and to be that shield for me.
Right.
It's just funny thinking about it. But
and your words are much more powerful than your fist, because I've had, my moments also, and that's where it comes out at, if you're unhealed and undiagnosed
Yeah.
and you're going through childhood trauma or living through childhood trauma, it's going to show up in different ways.
Oh, absolutely.
It's going to throw up in different ways, and then people are going to be
Absolutely.
like, oh, that's a problem child, or they got issues, or they
Oh,
got this,
that
or
was
they
me
got
all
that,
the
you
way.
know, and it's
That
just
was
like, you know, once you start your healing journey and start learning that you can express yourself
and
in
there's
other ways,
to cope.
and it's just, it's amazing.
Yeah.
It's very amazing. It's much more powerful.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I agree with you. And so yes, once I learned that there was other ways to
Right.
cope and other ways to go about things, right? And it's okay to take a breath and take a step back, right? Instead of just lashing out.
Right.
So I feel like now, instead of, you know, acting out, so to speak, or being angry or violent or whatever
Right.
it may be, I release all of those feelings, you know, into my book. So all the anger or the grief or depression or not feeling like I'm enough or worthy or resentment, the abandonment,
Right.
the list goes on.
Right.
I tend to write about, you know, kind of all the not so good things. I mean, I do write about good things too, but I feel like more of releasing it and getting it off my back so that I can be present and in the moment and be happy and live my life. I write about the more unhappy things in my
Get
books.
It off your chest.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah, that release is powerful.
Oh yes,
that
yes.
release is very powerful.
I feel like writing has saved and changed my life for the better.
That's
honestly,
amazing.
I feel like I probably would have been in jail by now. I'm gonna be honest with you.
That's true.
Yeah.
I feel you on that.
Yeah, so it has absolutely changed my life. I'm thankful to even be able to do this. So.
Yeah, and you do it beautifully.
Thank you.
How do you navigate pain without silencing yourself?
I feel like, and before I used to just ask a lot of whys, like why this or why that, questioning it and things like that. But now just accepting it. And learning how to move forward, how to incorporate the knowledge that I learned from the pain into my life, and how to make sure to sidestep next time so that I don't have to, if possible, experience that pain moving forward. Yeah.
Nice. That's good. So, what myths about mental health in Black communities need to change?
Ooh. Okay, it is so much stigma in the Black community about mental health and you know, we don't need help, and what goes on at home stays at home and things like that. I think that all of those are myths, and all of those are, whether people are conscious or unconscious of it, it's a way to silence whoever is currently experiencing those mental health symptoms, and things like that. So I think anything that has to do with telling somebody that they're okay, or get over it, or you're overreacting, anything to just not validate their feelings or whatever they may be experiencing, is something that needs to be cut out of the community.
I always hear, oh, we don't do therapy.
Yeah,
we
like
don't
I
tell
said,
people
our business, right? Like I said, even for me, like, you know, oh, what goes on at home stays at home.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like we all been told that from a very young age.
Yeah.
But it's okay to speak out, and it's okay to not be okay.
It's okay to not be okay.
And to need help and seek help so that you can, you know, be a better person mentally, physically, emotionally, spiritually, right? So you can be happy with your life, right? People don't realize that when they telling somebody, oh, you're okay, or they're downplaying whatever they may be experiencing, that invalidating their feelings just makes them live a more unhappy life.
Right.
Could you imagine walking this earth every day and not being happy?
Right.
Or being suicidal or schizophrenic, hearing the voices, or bipolar, whatever it may be.
And so many people are, because they won't seek help because they've been told
because of the stigma.
Right.
Because of the stigma, right? I just want to let everybody know it's okay to seek help. It doesn't make you weak, right? It doesn't make you less than, right? It's the right thing to do so that you could lead a happy and fruitful life.
Right.
I stand on that.
I do too. And a lot of people don't understand that these services are here to help. They're not here to harm.
Oh no.
You know,
Yeah.
but have people gotten hurt at some places?
Absolutely.
Yes. And
Absolutely.
I'm a big person on shop around, you
Yeah.
know, advocate for yourself.
Oh, yeah.
If something ain't working and it ain't working for you,
Yeah.
you know, you have the right to switch if you're seeing a therapist. You
Oh,
have
yeah.
a right to switch. And I'm 100% for that.
Yeah.
You know? But stand up for yourself.
Absolutely. I always tell my clients, you know, you could, you know, try on, like you said, therapists or programs, services, whatever it may be, like you trying on shoes, like you're shopping.
Right.
And if they don't fit, you go to the next one. And if they don't fit, you go to the next one. And I always encourage them, whether it's, you know, speaking up to me or whoever else, advocate for yourself.
Ask questions.
Ask questions, advocate, speak up. If you don't like the way something's being done, then, you know, you absolutely let somebody know, because at the end of the day, this is your life.
Exactly.
This is your life.
I say that all the time too. And I'm like, you know, this is your I'm here to help guide you.
Yes.
But it's you who has to walk in your shoes.
Absolutely.
So you got to take action.
Absolutely.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Definitely. So, disparities. How do systemic injustices show up in your work?
Work or work?
Work.
Okay. I feel like they show up every day.
It's a tough place. We work in the same field, and it's very tough.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Whether it's someone coming in and just telling their story because they have tried on different services, and they're letting you know how they were treated somewhere else, or you know, people having conscious or unconscious biases against the consumers that we're serving. When
I see it every day.
Yes. When it comes to services or wanting to even help the consumer, or when it comes to supports, you know, maybe not putting them at the top of their priority list because of the way they look, or maybe they're unhoused, so they, you know, they may not have clean clothes, you know, just whatever it may be. I see it all the time.
Right.
I see it all the time.
All the time. And it's sad too, because like as much training we have to do.
Oh,
and
yeah.
It's just like sit down and take these trainings to heart, because they're here to help.
Yes.
They are here to help.
Yes, absolutely.
And it's very sad.
It is sad. You know, oftentimes I gotta keep my comments to myself, because, you know, I feel like I am definitely an advocate first. Right. And like you said, you know, we do all these trainings and stuff like that. So when you see, you know, your coworkers and stuff not living up to you know, the values and the missions of being, you know, a mental health worker, you know, I feel like it infuriates me, because I feel like oftentimes we meet people when they're at their lowest, when they have absolutely hit rock bottom, when they feel like they have no more hope, when they feel like they have no way out, you know, when they've been turned away from other places, or they've already had so many bad experiences with mental health or in the medical field. And, you know, we're their last hope, right? Their saving grace. So when they come into, you know, our place of business, you know, we need to welcome them with open arms and absolutely support them. Right? Because this visit, this visit could make or break them.
Absolutely.
Right?
Absolutely.
You never know what somebody's going through.
You never know what someone's going through. You never will know what someone's going through. So, what does letting Black truth mean to you, or telling Black truth mean to you?
Telling Black truth, me.
Yes, that's you telling the truth. That's your book. That's one of your books.
Their White Lies, My Black Truth.
Yes.
Yeah, absolutely. I think that telling Black truth is telling your truth, telling your story, and sticking to it. Being unapologetically yourself. I feel like it's embracing your Blackness. I feel like it's empowering others that look like you. And I feel like it's just vibing in a community.
Yeah.
Vibing in a community, absolutely.
I love that, being your true, authentic self, and just being you, embracing.
And uplifting others, bring them along with you, right? It's enough room for all of us.
There sure is. There most definitely is. So, how do you protect your mental health while confronting such hard topics?
Ooh.
Because we work with the vulnerable, and
all the time.
It's, you know,
it's heartbreaking.
It's hard.
Yes. I feel like I pray.
Yes. A lot.
I pray. I got a prayer journal. Listen to gospel music. I write. And I feel like, I just meditate, like take some time for myself. We was talking about, getting away for a little vacation or something like that. So just taking some time for myself to regroup. Like I wear a lot of hats, so a lot of times I feel drained. So just reminding myself to check myself, right? And in order to show up as the best version of myself and give everybody what they're asking for of me, I need to make sure that I take care of myself first. So
absolutely,
meditating and praying, and just always being mindful.
Definitely. Check yourself, check your mental health.
There you go.
It's something that we got to do on a daily basis.
Absolutely.
Because we're working with so many different people.
Oh, yes.
And just in general, even not working in the field we're in, just life. Yeah. Everybody should check themselves, check their mental health, because there's a lot going on out here in this world.
What I wish more people knew.
Right.
I wish more people knew. Some people don't. They think they don't need to check nothing.
Right.
So I wish more people knew. But yes.
Well, yeah, check yourself, check your mental health, please.
Check your mental health.
Yes. So, community and leadership. How does your work create community and connection through your books?
So my work as an artist or my work?
As an artist.
Okay. Can you read the question again?
How does your work create community and connection?
Oh yeah. I'm like, I was thinking like work. But networking like us.
I love
it. Continuing to build a community, part of my community now, girl.
That's what's up.
Welcome.
There we go.
Like I said, just uplifting, one another. I feel like we all have something to give. So just working together to provide whatever we can to each other, support each other. And then when you show up for others and they show up for you, you feel that support. It continues, to branch out, and the community just continues to grow. I feel like that's how a lot of opportunities come along. Mm-hmm. That's how you meet a lot of great people. And that's how you just continue to get around, right? Because I feel like everybody who is, an artist or entrepreneur, their goal is to be known, right? They want everybody to know what they do, or know about their business. So making those connections and supporting one another, showing up for one another is how you can accomplish that. So,
absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I've been seeing you out there. I done seen you at multiple, out there, multiple venues, showing up and showing out, and that's the only way to do it.
Yes.
You got to show up for yourself. Ain't nobody gonna do it.
No,
nobody gonna do it for you.
Yes, and especially being a self-published author, I got to do all the footwork, all the advertisement, all the media, everything like that. I don't have no team behind me, no publishing company, no nothing like that. This is me through and through.
That's amazing though. That's inspiring.
Thank you.
That's inspiring, because I got a book full of things that I'm ready to get out there. So we're gonna have to work on that.
I'm your girl.
Y'all heard.
Yeah. I'm your girl.
So this is why was pursuing clinical licensure important to you?
Because of the stigma in the Black community. I'm trying to be the hood therapist.
I love that. Yes. She went from Dilyn Tha Poet to
that.
hood. Yes. I love that. Please do. We need that though. We definitely need that. We really, that's what this is about. That's what Thursday Therapy is about, because mental health is near and dear to my heart. And I've been dealing with it since I was a child. And, we need more. We need more people that look like us out here.
Absolutely.
So that when people are out there trying, struggling and trying to find help, that they can find somebody that they can relate to.
Absolutely.
And start to trust.
Oh, absolutely. Yes. And I could agree with you, because we need more people that look like us, right? There's so many times where friends, family, or friends of friends, I'm all like analyzing them with my clinical mind and stuff.
Right.
And they just be talking to me and I'm talking to them and I'm like, you just did a therapy session,
Right.
right?
Yeah. Come on, run that check.
Right. You know that X, Y, and Z is not normal, right? Like,
right.
yeah, I seen my friend get shot, or I've been shot at, or whatever.
Right.
And they just say it like it's just, oh, nothing.
Right.
You know that's not normal, right? You know that now when you are hyperfixated on something, or when you are on edge and having anxiety, or when you are just extra vigilant, that could be a sign of PTSD.
Absolutely.
That's just not you being on tip,
right,
or being aware of your surroundings.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
And you can get help for that.
You can get help for that. Right. And it's okay to get help for it, right? Absolutely.
Yes.
So that's why it was important for me to pursue licensure, right? And just educate our community that, like we said, it's okay to get help. A lot of the things that we normalize is not normal, and it's not okay.
Right.
And it's okay to talk about it and to process it and to move forward and watch how your life change, right?
I love that.
Yeah.
I love that. Are you planning anytime in the future to get your own private practice?
I do want to get my own private practice. I got to pass my licensure exam first. I'm going to pass.
You going to pass?
Yes.
She going to be back, and
yeah.
we're going to be out here with the hood therapist and a whole nother level.
So, yeah, I do want to get my own private practice. I don't know where exactly yet, or, all the ins and outs. But, yes, that is the end goal, have my own private practice. And like I said, just help people that look like us.
I love that.
Not discriminating, but.
Not at all. Absolutely. We're going to help everybody.
Yeah.
We love everybody.
Yeah.
But definitely it's easier for you to be able to relate and help people, and for people to come to you that can, feel like they can trust.
Absolutely.
So that's what it's about.
Yeah.
That's really what it's about. So how do you balance being a healer and still healing yourself?
That's a deep one. I would say just reminding myself why I do what I do and why I'm doing it. Oftentimes we could feel drained, right? Because, being a healer, people want to take. And not necessarily saying that they're doing it in a negative way. But, like I said, the therapy talks, or the support, or the guidance, or even the knowledge. Girl, when I tell you, a lot of people in my family be coming to me, you the smartest person in the family. You the smartest person I know. Sometimes it could be overwhelming. Right. It could be draining, right? But just reminding myself, why I do it, or things like that, and just looking at it as a compliment or endearment. They see so much in me, and so much potential or light or whatever it is, that they want a little bit of it for themselves too. The way that I just replenish my healing powers, and my light. Like I said before, just writing, sitting with myself in my own solitude, praying, meditating, and then just sometimes taking time off, right?
Yeah.
Taking days to just do
definitely.
nothing, and just chill around the house, or not be on social media, or not have no contact with nobody, and just being alone.
Yeah, no, that's necessary. I was just saying, sometimes you have to know yourself to know that you need to rest.
Oh, absolutely.
I check out. I be checking myself, checking my mental health, and I definitely be checking out.
You be like, okay, it's time to go.
It's time. Like, we have to, and it's okay to rest. It's needed.
I gotta start telling myself that. I be like, I gotta go. I gotta do this.
Well, we can get tied up, like, especially like you said, you're the only one who's publishing and doing all the work and all that, because you can get tied up. You gotta be at this event, gotta be at that event, gotta be at this event. But then you gotta check yourself and be like, you gotta sit your butt down.
Yes.
You gotta sit down.
Yes, you're running on fumes.
And like you said, a lot of people, they want that from you. They want to take. But at the same time, sometimes it's just that balancing and boundaries that we ourselves can sometimes drain ourselves, because we keep showing up. We need to learn how to stop that and say no, because we want to help. Even at work, I want to help. Let me help you through my lunch, and not taking those necessary breaks when we know we should.
Girl, are you me? Are you living my
I'm
life?
telling you, I know it.
That is literally yes.
So.
But I am learning to set those boundaries and look at the work phone while I'm on my lunch and let it ring and call them back, afterwards, or telling somebody like, hey, like, I can't really help you out today, family wise,
right?
Or, friends,
right?
or just choosing not to just quickly respond to that
Right.
text
Don't
message,
respond
or
to that
you know,
text.
yeah,
Yeah.
things like that. So I'm learning to set those boundaries, and then unfortunately, you have to coach people, right?
Right.
Because they're so used to something, they're so used to getting X, Y, and Z from you.
Oh
So
yeah.
now when that supply is cut off,
Yep.
they start having withdrawals, they
Right.
throwing tantrums and
Right.
stuff. So just reshaping how I want to give out my energy, and how I want people to deal with me.
Nice.
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. We all learning anyways.
Yes,
It's every day
absolutely.
is we learn something new
Continuing
every
to
day,
evolve.
you know.
Absolutely.
And it takes time.
Oh yes,
It definitely
absolutely.
takes time. So, what do you hope little black boys and girls learn from your journey?
Um, that it's okay. Period. You know, um, and that it will be okay, right? So wherever you're at, and you may not be, you know, happy about it or comfortable wherever you are in life, it's okay, right? And it will be okay.
Right.
As long as you want it, you know, sky is not the limit. You can go past the sky, right? As long as you work for it, whatever you put your mind to, you will achieve it.
Right.
Right? So I just want them to know that it's okay to be bold. It's okay to use your voice even if it shakes. It's okay to be resilient. It's okay to come from nothing,
Right.
right? Because you can still be something, and you are someone,
Right.
right? It's okay to have to leave behind everything to start over.
Yeah.
I feel like oftentimes we hold ourselves back. One thing I keep going back to is like family, right? We hold ourselves back because we're like, oh, family, but sometimes family is not always good for us.
Right.
So it's okay to leave behind those old connections or ways or dynamics, right? To create and build something new, and it'll definitely change your life. So it's okay, and it will be okay.
It's okay, and we'll be okay.
Yes.
Facts. Facts. Definitely. I'm learning that at my age right now. It's
Yeah.
okay. I love you, family. I love you from a distance.
Yeah,
I'm
that's
always
it.
going to love you, but I got to move on.
Yep.
And I wish you nothing but the best.
And they'll be okay.
Yeah,
They'll
and
be
it's
okay.
okay. It's okay, and it's gonna be all right.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, it sure will, most definitely. So when people remember your work, what do you hope that they feel when they remember your work?
Empowered.
Empowered. I feel empowered already. This conversation
Good.
is just knowing,
Good.
I feel empowered.
Good.
Yes.
Empowerment, right? I want them to feel brave.
Yes.
And I would say, and resilient.
Absolutely.
Because those are all the things that I embody, right? Yeah. From childhood till now, right? I may not have been able to put the names on, the empowerment and put the titles on, the actions that I was indulging in, but when I look back, that's all I've ever displayed.
Right.
Being brave, resilient, empowered.
Absolutely.
So.
Definitely. And I feel that. And I see that from you.
Thank
Definitely.
you.
I see it from you.
Thank
I see
you.
it from just hearing you out there spitting your poems and seeing you show up and continually showing up and seeing all these books right here. So I feel inspired and I know that you are very resilient and you come from love.
Yes.
You come from nothing but love and I feel that. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much for being on the
Thank
show.
you
So
for
what's the name of your books?
Okay, so my first one is called A Piece of Me. My second book is called Things Left Unsaid, because I had a little bit more to get off my chest.
That's right.
Third book is called Their White Lies, My Black Truth. I wrote that when we were, in the pandemic, and we were seeing all of our black and, or not even brown, our black brothers and sisters being killed on, let me say it again. So this is A Piece of Me. This is my first book, and I wrote this, like I said, it started off as a journal, fell into it, published it, got so much great feedback that I had to come with a second one, Things Left Unsaid. So like I said, I had to get a little bit more off my chest, right?
Yes, that's
and like I said, I'm self-published, so everything you see from the inside to the out, I've done myself. Things Left Unsaid, wrote that. It's kind of like a continuance of things left unsaid. Of a piece of me, right? Then I wrote my third book, There Why Lies My Black Truth. I wrote this during the pandemic when we were seeing our Black brothers and sisters being killed on national television.
Hard time.
And there was nothing that, you know, I felt like I could do. So my way of protesting and showing up for people who look like me was to write. Yes. So this is my third book, right? My fourth book is called Letters to You. This one's more of a softer book, love, you know, book. And then my fifth book is titled Her. And this is dedicated to my late grandmother who lost her battle to cancer. This is so cool. I was able to get a picture of her when she was younger, and I was able to actually get it on the cover. And it still has like all the lines and stuff in it, so it still has like that old school feel to it. I love it. I didn't alter it or anything, kept it exactly how it is. So this is my fifth and most recent book, which is dedicated to my late grandmother.
That's beautiful. So, That's beautiful. Thank you guys. Check her out, you guys. Check her out. They can get those on Amazon.
Yep,
Barnes and Nobles.
Yep. No, not Barnes and Noble. So Amazon, Goodreads. I also have a website, poeticallyalive.com. You can find me on Instagram, Dilyn Tha Poet, DILYNTHA Poet. And Facebook is A Piece of Me. It's the name of my first book.
Okay. Are you doing any features? You got any upcoming features coming up?
So this Saturday I will be at the Old Sugar Mill vending for the Black History Month event. March 8th I will be at a Rooted and Rising event. And then every first and fourth Thursday I am at Tap Wine Lounge, which is a Black owned wine bar, doing open mic. Yep. And that's what I got going on so far.
Absolutely. Definitely. I love that. Thank you so much. Thank you for showing up and showing out, bringing awareness to mental health. Yes. We will be connecting again.
Yes, we will.
Yes, most definitely. Most definitely. So until next time, stay rooted. Keep the conversation going on mental health, bringing awareness, comment, like, subscribe, and check yourself, check your mental health.
Your mental health.
Yes. Thank you.